First up, over 10 million lower to middle income Australians will enjoy a tax relief. The low income tax offset will change from next July, so those who earn up to $37,000 will see their tax bill reduce by $200. The offset increases incrementally for those earning between $37,000 and $48,000 before the maximum offset of $530 reaches those earning between $48,000 and $90,000. There will also be a measure to combat bracket creep. From July next year, people earning between $87,000 and $90,000 will move back into the lower tax bracket and pay 32.5% instead of 37% in tax. In 2022, the top threshold of the lower tax bracket will be increased from $37,000 to $41,000, meaning more earners will fall inside the 19% tax rate bracket. We have good news for pensioners, as they'll soon be able to earn more money without impacting their pension under the Pension Work Bonus Scheme, which will be expanded to include the self-employed. The Pensions Loan Scheme will also be boosted to enable everyone over pension age to effectively mortgage their home to the government to access fortnightly payments, which are now as much as 1.5 times the pension rate. An additional 14,000 high-level home care support packages will also be introduced over the next 4 years. If you're paying superannuation, there are big changes designed to secure your retirement income, with a new 3% annual cap on fees for accounts with less than $6,000. What's more, the ATO will be able to consolidate inactive super accounts with balances less than $6,000 and will then proactively reunite these inactive accounts. And exit fees on all superannuation accounts will be banned. Finally, those under 25 years will no longer be forced to pay for life insurance as part of their super fund and can instead choose to opt in when it suits them. The black economy has been a hot topic once again this year, with the government cracking down on many payments that are falling outside the tax system. As a result, the government will introduce a limit of $10,000 for cash payments made to businesses for goods and services from July next year. It's also setting up a black economy task force, targeting sectors of underreported income. The government hopes this will bring in $5.3 billion over 4 years. The government is sticking with its 10-year plan to reduce company tax rates from 30% to 25%. But in the meantime, business budget measures include an extension of the $20,000 instant asset write-off for another 12 months for businesses with a turnover of less than $10 million to June 30, 2019. There are also new anti-phoenixing measures taking place to ensure small businesses don't get ripped off by other businesses who deliberately go bust to avoid paying bills. The government is also imposing a cap of $4 million on cash refunds for research and development tax offsets. Over to health, and 6 new drugs will be available on the Pharmaceutical Benefits Scheme to treat a number of life-threatening conditions. There will be an increase of $338 million in mental health funding, focusing on suicide prevention, research, and older Australians, which includes $83 million for psychological services in residential aged care and $20 million to support isolated older Australians. Some $125 million will go towards new research to support an additional 1 million people with mental illness, and support services including Lifeline and Sane Australia will also receive more funding to boost crisis hotlines and suicide awareness campaigns. In education, needs-based funding for schools will see $24.5 billion delivered over the next 10 years. Schools will receive $18.7 billion, with a legislated rise to around $30 billion in 2027. Universal access to early childhood education has also been extended for a year. In energy, there is a national energy guarantee to see annual power bills fall by an average of $400 a year from 2020. And in addition to the 10-year, $75 billion infrastructure projects already announced, the government will create a $1 billion urban congestion fund to improve traffic flow and safety at state level.